Hello and welcome to Link to Pass Randomizer Open Weekly. I am Goron1988 and I am here with Nugs, and this should be great. Hello Nugs, how are you?
Fantastic, my man. How are you?
I'm good. Always fun to see this race. We have, 42 people in this race, and we're showing off Sawyer and Nitro 6003. So should be very interesting to see what they do today. Alongside us too, of course, loads of people helping with making this such a thing. We do have our tracker, Keanu, helping us with all the tracking. So, yeah. It being an open weekly, this is what we do every Sunday, 5:30. It is open Hyrule Castle, so you don't have to go through all of it. You can go anyway, and just normal 7-7. And
And we're already off and away we're going with a nice cape. Great way to start. Agaseed confirmed.
Oh, you.
Let's maybe not start with that. I don't want to curse the runners. We're not here to cheer on the seed. We're here to cheer on our runners.
Yes, true. But saying that, both Nitro 6003 and Sawyer have gone to Hyrule Castle. Are they hoping for those two swords in the lamp? Nitro getting the tree pull, 20 rupees, might be useful for Sora, and Sawyer getting that information as well.
I imagine, I don't know Nitro much. I do know Sawyer's more going to be a traditional router. We'll probably see some pretty straightforward stuff from him, so my eyes are on Nitro to start here and to see if there's any sort of early divergence and excitement. Oh no. That is a sword. We are a lamp away from Aga.
Yeah, true. Just a lamp away from Aga. So, anything else you want to say, Nux?
No, I'm going to keep my mouth shut until we have Dark Ward access. The rest is up to you. I'm not cursing these runners today.
Okay, so this is how it's going to work. Goron1988 will comment the first half until Aga's done, and then Nugs will comment the second half after all of that has happened. I suppose that's what's going to happen. By the way, my apologies, everybody. That was a joke.
Indeed. Oh, this should be fantastic, though. It's always... I, personally, as a runner, when I'm in this situation where I'm like... I'm so early, and it's like, it's either an Agaseed or it's not an Agaseed. It now forces all these extra decisions, and you're like, do I just go for it? Oh, now we have the Moon Pearl, too. Oh my god.
Yep, Moon Pearl in Hyrule Castle Dungeon, so definitely very interesting to see.
Yeah, I know. Are you the kind of person that would ever just kind of just give her and go straight for the Aga play, even though, say, you've left, like, South Shore available just because of those early items, or what do you think? Do you leave it?
I mean... my experience is quite limited with all of this, but I think, and this is probably why I'd never be competitive, I think I'd probably just do Aga. I'd probably just go, yep, it's Aga, and find out that it wasn't, and that I wasted a ton of time. Ooh, that's...
I'm with you, though, because I'm only just really starting to get into playing semi-competitively and all that, but I'm more of the whole, might as well just do it now, because that's what the seed is screaming at me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. And then, this seed makes it seem like there might be something in Cave 45 afterwards, or Graveyard Ledge, once they get through the Agaseed.
Well, the dangerous thing with all this is unless we start to get some other items to give us access, we're going to be doing Aga and going straight to first chest and pod. It's not always that exciting, but we shall see.
And that's a kind of vanilla Zelda cell, 5 rupees. If you don't get the lamp in the vanilla game, the lamp can appear in Zelda cell. Otherwise, you'll just get those 5 rupees. One of 3 places that you can get the lamp. And
it's Link's House, Zelda cell. What's the third one? I can never remember the third one.
It's the one in the Hyrule Castle well drop down. The one of 2 items, the other item being Uncle. And that's 20 rupees on Lake Hyrule Island, while Sawyer's going for Dark Cross.
Nitro buying bombs right away, well checking, so it does seem like he's going to make that play over towards Eastern off the rip here. He is too. So this is, well, it's at least Saha.
Yep. hopefully this will be the one visit to Sahasrara, because of course you can always turn in that green pendant, and sometimes when our runners do, they find something pretty useful.
This place certainly, it's up there. It's on the table of one of those three directions you can go. Obviously, like it's either South Shore, you head towards CAC, or you come this way towards Eastern. But neither runner's done a map check, so we're doing this without any information on the Eastern prize.
I saw Nitro do a map check. I believe
you?
that
Okay,
all three were crystals, which is verified by our tracker. That
Oh
is the
my.
bow in Sahasrara's. That is very good. That's non-logical Eastern, because you need the lamp to do Eastern completely logically, but you can do it non-logically. Sawyer did do dot cross. That was just a full heart container.
The Eastern play is looking good here. Fully clearable. Get it out of the way. And we do get Divergence off the rip, so that's exciting. I'm a big fan.
So yeah, there are 3 possible items in Eastern Palace. Sawyer was checking Lumberjack ledge. I did not see what it is.
Money. It was either 100 or 300 rupees, is what we saw on the ledge.
Okay, well,
So the edges of 3 numbers in rupees. So
that might be Zoro
we're
money.
never going there.
And that is the first chest in Eastern was a compass, and Sawyer's going to go for the mushroom. And instead of the mushroom, it's a bottled bee. So that will mean that Sawyer will be able to do Sick Kid while Sawyer's doing the Lost Woods drop down. Which is just a vanilla piece of art. So Sawyer is going to be going into Kakariko, whilst Nitro is coming up to the second chest, and that is just the map. So there are still 3 items here. And yeah, we'll just see.
Now we're going to see. We should see some items coming fast and quick from Kakariko here while Nitro finishes up pod. Sorry, Eastern, not pod. We're not that far yet.
Yeah, well, the two do mirror each other very well, as Sawyer is going into the Light World version of Thieves Town, Lion's Hut.
All flop on Nitro's side in the Stalfos room, but getting through it nice and quick with only 3. And half magic too. Nice little safety to get things started.
That's the flute.
Loot.
3 bombs, 10 arrows, and the
God.
Well, the Master Sword.
We already had the Aga access with sub lamp, so the Master Sword doesn't really necessarily mean anything, but it is nice to have.
Okay, so to clarify with the flute, really close to access. Also, that's Death Mountain access, which means that Sawyer will be able to do Tower of Hera, barring the basement of it. Tower of Hera might be in logic. We will only know when we go into it.
I do imagine Sawyer will wait until he has either hook or hammer, if he could help it, to go up the mountain, but he may go rescue the old man immediately, because that's always a free check. It's never getting faster. But doing the rest puts yourself in that up and down the mountain position. I'd probably see South Shore or something like that for one of these guys first.
And there was nothing in Kakariko. Well, get your 07s in chat for the activation of the flute. And yeah, so Nitro's going to be opening the big chest. I believe this is an item. That's just a full heart container.
Eastern just coming up Millhouse today. There's nothing really in here.
There's nothing anywhere, sadly. Once that lamp is found, if it's anywhere in the light world, that's definitely going to give the impression of Aga. and Nitro has been able to kill the Igor to be able to get to the back, one of the 2 dark rooms in Eastern Palace.
We
And that
definitely
is,
want either the lamp or we're going to see something like gloves or probably flippers maybe to open up some checks for us to delay that lamp inevitability. But
yeah, that is Bombos on Sick Kid. That's a bit of a relief because Misery Mile or Turtle Rock could, or both of them could be crystals. So we'll just have to see if either of them need Bombos. And sorry, I was checking the library ledge. Again, did you see what it was, Nugs? It seemed as though Sawyer only had a glance and went out, so it didn't seem too important.
I missed it, and what's bad about that is I was watching on our screen, and then I missed it one time, and then I switched over to my rebroadcast stream on Speed Gaming 4, and I missed it a second time. It was bomb. It's perfect. Thank you, chat.
Chat's just saying
Just
it's
20
bomb.
rupees in race game. Rough.
And Sawyer flutes away and then decides to pick up the 20 rupees, whilst Nitro is facing off against Amos.
Yeah, Sawyer's got, he's definitely got Zora on his brain now.
And there's 300 rupees on Desert Ledge. Nitro making good work of the Amos Knights. Gets a piece of heart, and at 10 minutes and 38 seconds, that's his first crystal.
And a whole lot of nothing from Eastern except for that crystal. I still like the play. It just doesn't feel good because not getting rewarded for that great bowfinder really is a little rough. But
Sawyer's checking a Guinness cave, just 50 rupees. Something has got to appear soon, even if it's the lamp for Aga. We are running out of checks.
And our viable checks are getting limited too. Because, you know, even Buck only gives us, 2 extra items kind of thing. So we really need to see either flippers for logical access to the water checks and or lamp, something like that. Shy of hammer glove for proper Dark World access. Which would be fantastic.
Yeah. So Sawyer is going into the dam. That's 3 bombs in the first check, and we'll see what's in the second. And then we'll probably see Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Palace. Nothing in the dam. Ice Rock Cave. And that's 6 checks, so we'll see if they pay off. After that, all I can think of really is the mountain.
Yep, that's about it. And that's another logical 3 checks plus Hera, depending on what access we have in Hera. Yeah. So it is thinning out very quickly.
But yeah, so what we need for Dark World access is either the lamp, 2 gloves, or a glove and a hammer.
Ooh. Sawyer counting his Moldorms before they crack. No, that didn't work as a pun.
5 items, yeah.
I tried.
Piece of heart, a
bottle,
10 arrows, a piece of heart, and 10 arrows. This is...
Pressing?
Pressing, maybe? Yeah, true. I like, there's got to be something somewhere.
Yeah, I was expecting something out of Moldorm Cave. That was really bad. There's always something in there. I'm surprised.
I was thinking the same thing. Although, to clarify, I'm perhaps speaking a bit too much of what's on my mind. It's not impossible, this possibility. This has happened before. It's just the tension waiting for that item. As Sawyer's Ice Rock Cave, 50 rupees. Nothing. It's... something is up the mountain.
We are fluting to the mountain. We don't even have Zora access. Logically. Like, what the heck? We're down to 3 plus Hera. Oh no, he's gonna do all Eastern now, I think.
Yep, so Sawyer's doing Eastern and Nitro is doing the well. At this point, it's probably good to say that both of our runners are, allowing themselves to be restreamed, playing this race for us. Make sure to give them a follow. They're just amazing people.
To check chat here, or just to respond to chat, Agina is off the table. We have checked Agina. It was 50 rupees. We know Ledge as well, Desert Ledge that is, so we are quite literally limited to the 2 Spec Rock checks. Technically not Uncle, even though we, or not Uncle, sorry, Old Man. We can do Old Man, but he's not a logical check at the moment. But then the 2 items out of Hera, that is what we're currently limited to, and where we'll find progression. Oh, I just realized that the odds of Lamp being on the mountain and in Hera has increased substantially because of how few items we have left.
Yeah.
And that'll allow us to not only do Hera Basement, but that's Aga. That is rough.
Yeah. Nitro is activating his flute. Right now.
There's a blue mango, sir.
Thank you. So... yeah, I mean, the worst case scenario would be a lamp in Death Mountain leading to, like, the book on Old Man, and then, I don't know, the gloves in Ether Tablet leading to Back of Escape that has the mitts. There you go. It better not be that.
Oh no, it gets worse. There's way worse. Because if we only get Lamp, then we have to do Aga, and then we're talking about what's on Ledge plus what's in first chest of pot.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, if it's not Aga, what's the worst way it could not be Aga? I was just trying to think of it in my head. Oh boy.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nasty.
Something like that.
That is a tight little progression chain that nobody wants to see.
Yeah, so... I did see it that time. 3 bombs on library. So, there you go. But we'll just wait until our runners have cross-checked effectively. And then we'll hopefully see what's up the mountain. Nitro is going up the mountain. This is before, I believe, South Shore checks. So, yeah. It's going to be doing the Old Man first.
Yeah, so where we're at is... Sawyer hasn't touched Mountain, and Nitro hasn't touched South Shore. That's our separation right now.
Yeah. But they both have the red boomerang, so that's got to count for something, I guess. And yeah, Sawyer in the Dark Rooms of Eastern Palace, and Nitro is getting the Old Man out of Death Mountain. They are in different screens. And the Old Man just gives 20 rupees.
Game of Dodge the Cabbage, and we are going into an entrance that isn't one in this mode. That's okay, Nitro?
Well,
I think everybody's got cross keys on their brain, maybe.
Perhaps. So, Nitro is checking Spec Rock. I did not see what
in blind. You didn't get close enough.
Yeah.
You didn't see it either.
So, we're gonna see what's in Spec Rock Cave then. Is it the lamp?
Gloves.
Oh, gloves. That does give Back of the Escape in logic.
It gives us Back of Escape. Oh, and he's not even checking the top. What?
Ooh.
This seems brave to me. I guess even though he has he's saved the Old Man, he does have the save and quit. This just forces another climb back up to Hera, which seems unnecessary. To me, however, we do have Back of Escape, and there is that rule: the second you see gloves, do Back of Escape. So I can see this being totally fine as well.
The thing is that there's no hook shot, there are no boots, which I believe both of them are used for Hera part. So therefore, if Nitro doesn't have the lamp, then he would just be stuck on the top of Hera.
Sorry, if he doesn't have what item? What were we talking about? Like a split second before we opened it?
The lamp.
Incredible.
You know, the thing that produces light, so you can see better in places where there's not that much light. And somehow you can also use a lamp to just put torches on fire.
Doesn't really seem like a safe item to give a child, but here we are with the bow, arrow, swords.
It might
bombs,
not be.
You know, whatever.
So yeah, effectively, if Tower of Hera was lamp locked, you know, that would be even worse for Nitro. So I understand the play, and this was Dark Cross, just a full heart container, and
He wants Hera to be lamp locked because that rewards him.
Yes. And that's Sawyer's first crystal at 19 minutes and 35 seconds.
That also gives us Zora access. So back to a couple checks. There we go. We have both up on the mountain now. Again, though, Nitro not having touched South Shore, although we know there's nothing there.
Okay, so Nitro is just going to go into Hera, knowing that it's full clearable, knowing that it's a crystal. I mean, yeah, this is one of a possible few plays, really. And we're just hoping it isn't Dagger at this stage. Nitro going in to check the first item, and that is the big key, which does mean that the Tower of Hera is not basement locked.
Yeah, it's not fire locked, as we say. We can cleanly get our checks out of here, which is nice. It's a little slow, but that's okay. He's just going to go for it and find his item down here, maybe.
Yes. I mean, it's either an item, a compass, or a map. So, effectively a coin flip at this stage. So we'll just be able to see what it is. It makes sense to try to full clear the whole of Tower of Hera here.
It absolutely makes sense. I'm fully on board with full clearing it. This play is only rewarded by the hookshot being down here in the basement. Otherwise, it does make more sense to kill the boss first and just see if you get your 2 items up top.
So you're going to be doing a bomb jump. Well, across Spec Rock Cave. It doesn't work out, but he'll just climb back up the mountain to get to Tower of Hera. And this is the torch room in Tower of Hera. What's in it? The Cane of Samaria. Ooh.
Definitely required, so he's rewarded in that sense. It didn't matter if he did it first or second, he was going to have to do it, but doing it first does seem suspiciously done. But that's okay, we're good. Everything's good, we're fine. We're fine down here, how are you?
We're fine.
For those wondering, that was my, what was it, the Family Guy Star Wars movie reference, I can't remember what it was called.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So to do with the Cane of Samaria, it doesn't open up anything now. Will be very helpful later. We're still looking for something that either a glove or a hammer to give Dark World access, a hook shot to give... Well, hammer gives East Death Mountain. Hook shot gives East Death Mountain. And yeah, we're just looking for that kind of progression here.
It's not here.
5 rupees, yeah.
Oh, that is so gross. So it's either Zora or it is our favorite. I can't even say the word right now.
Aghanim.
Oh, thank you.
It took me an extra second to say that word as well.
It's such a hard word to enunciate without choking.
I mean, yeah. It takes a lot of practice, especially with Sahasrara. Saying his name. So Nitro is facing off against Moldorm. And gets 1 swing off, 2 swings off. Nearly falls off here. And
There we
that's
go. Third spin,
3.
he's done.
And
Not
that
bad.
yeah. That'll be Nitro's second crystal at 24 minutes.
Not always the comfiest of fights until you hit, tempered or you have the hammer with you, but that was well done.
So, Zora or Aghanim?
He goes South Shore first, for sure. But I think Sawyer is what we'll see. We'll see Zora from Sawyer immediately following this kill. Oh, I guess following his basement play, and oh no, he can't do basement. He hasn't gone to Bank of Escape yet. Oh no!
Oh!
Oh, poor Sawyer. He's not going to be happy.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's not going to be good for Sawyer. Nitro seems to be just doing Aghanim without doing South Shore, so a bit of a bold move here. We know it's probably paying off unless Sora's a glove or a hammer, which is very unlikely.
Yeah, this is likely correct, because it does give us much more access to that right side, just right off the bat.
Yep, so, well, we've got one game to play because, well, we don't know if it's an Aga seed yet, but we know that one of our runners is going to be doing Aga, so get your guesses in for how many blue balls Aghanim is going to put towards our player. The options are between basically 0 and 15. What will you be guessing, Nugs?
3. I'm gonna go with 3. A nice even number.
I mean, there are already guesses in here, so you know what? I'll go for 5.
Who's in the lead being asked in chat? There's really neither of them in the lead right now. It's a little too early to use that word. But they're both, aside from one runner, Nitro here being in Castle Tower, they're both in positions to retrace each other's steps. Sawyer making the fake flipper water check play. And this is, if Aghanim is required, which again, we're in agreement, it most likely is. If it is required, this is an additional light punishment towards Sawyer because Nitro is going to be able to route Catfish in with his Zora and then come back later for some other water stuff. So this is going to cause another backtracking event for Sawyer, which is unfortunate.
I mean, if this is Boots, it might be good for him, though. Well, it's red, it's 20 rupees, so yeah, it will be more of a detriment to Sawyer than a help.
Hopefully, in his case, because we know where Samaria is, and it is in a very unfriendly spot, hopefully he makes the decision to check bottom, or the basement of Hera prior to doing Aga, because if he does it after, it's going to be a hard last location.
Nitro does take a death halfway through Aga's tower, so, well, that is a bit bad, but hopefully Nitro will be able to make up the time.
In answering chat, it is this is Open 7-7 is our mode today. It's the Open Weekly. We do it every Sunday, 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. I'm not sure what it is, CEST.
Central European Standard Time, you mean? That will be 11:30. And there's nothing in the waterfall. But yeah, just to say more about the mode, I said it at the start, but open means that you don't have to go through Hyrule Castle in the start. The first 7 means that it's 7 crystals needed to open Ganon's tower, and that whoa!
I was gonna say, with nothing in that waterfall, flippers might not be the most early item we get, but now that we need them for Titan's Mitts, that is sour.
Could you? This is. Could this be vanilla? Could this be vanilla flippers? Vanilla flippers for Titan's Mitts. Could it?
That'd be so gross.
500 rupees paid out to Zora. Zora just
20 back.
Giving 20 back. No, those aren't flippers.
So I know
Okay.
Sawyer can. He does know to Ancilla here,
Mm.
so we should get that. Yeah, we are.
Well, that's big for Sawyer because Sawyer doesn't need to do Aghanim with those mitts.
If he can get this, yeah.
It's definitely worth more than Aghanim, that's for sure.
And he does get it. There we go. Okay, so he's going to be able to skip Aga. I don't actually think there's anything that could cause or necessitate Aga at this point, as long as he's capable and comfortable.
I mean, I'm just trying
His
to
overworld.
think. If there's no flippers to jump across to the to east, the
Well, he can current jump
world.
though. He can current jump.
Yeah, good point.
Which you don't need flippers for.
Yeah, true. So no, there's no reason. Good point.
Alrighty.
So yeah.
This just blew wide open.
That's very big for Sawyer.
That's actually there's
Very
another
big.
point to be made here though. That is dangerous for Sawyer because that makes his Samaria even further down the line for a last location. That is rough.
I mean, okay. Well, the thing is that Misery Maya is just a green pendant.
Oh no.
So that's very good for Sawyer, because that means that Sawyer doesn't need to go down to Misery Maya for the Cane of Samaria. He may choose to route it in at the end of the game to do Tower of Hera first, to do that chest, and then finds the Cane of Samaria and just goes into Turtle Rock. So it's not too bad. If Misery Maya was a crystal, I'd be a bit more worried because
I'm with you.
You might think that it's a vanilla Cane of Samaria, for instance. So yeah, going into Skullwoods.
The fact that Samaria, not having Samaria completely prevents that wasted dip into TR is going to benefit him. I'm with you. I follow your logic. I like it.
I mean, the only problem, and it's technically out of logic, but it helps so much, is Ice Palace Icebreaker. Sawyer won't be able to do that, but again, sometimes these things happen. But, yeah, Nitro's facing off against Aga. Oh gosh, I've noticed one blue ball. Did anybody have count before that?
I was too busy watching Skull Woods. I completely forgot we were even in Tower of Hera, or sorry, in Aghanim's Tower.
I'm going to assume this is... Wait a second. If this is first cycle, then that should be 3 hits off. This should be the 4th. And thank you, chat.
This should be the second blue ball coming, I believe.
So if this is a blue ball...
Nope.
No, it isn't. So that's the 6. So yeah, the answer was 1.
Very nice.
And well, congratulations, Pink Minx.
Very, very nice. One of the least painful Agas we can have, and there we go. We have tempered on Bumper Ledge, so the cape was useful after all.
Yeah. Nothing on Pyramid Ledge. So yeah, this is good for Sawyer. Tempered just makes a lot of battles a lot more easy. And we'll just see. If there's more progression, like a hook shot, for instance, or the hammer in the West Dark World, this may be very useful. Nitro is going to be checking Catfish.
I have no idea if he knows how to Ancilla or not. Which is going to be important for his Titan's Mitts, which he will see here shortly. To put him at parity, but we are at least getting our Graveyard Ledge. We should be... No, we can't do King's Tomb. No boots. We're just getting that one north check. And Sawyer actually opting not to head over towards Catfish, so I'm guessing he's going to do Pyramid Ledge Catfish along with Pod at some point instead and split that off to the the east and west kind of Dark World separation.
Catfish just 20 rupees, and yeah, so to reiterate what's just happened here, logically this is an Agaseed. It's just that Sawyer was able to get the mitts out of logic in order to skip Aga, which has been beneficial to him, whilst Nitro has done Aga.
Logically, in our chain too, flippers. We either have to get hook, flippers, or hammer here in pod, and that is the logical bridge that we're missing. If I've worked this out in my head correctly.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Maybe boots. This is the thing. The rest of the stuff would just be fetch quests at this point.
It can't be boots because we still don't have access to West Dark World, and boots only gives us access to 2 checks in the West. Where our logical lock here is strictly just where pod is, and in addition to catfish.
Yeah, I was just saying if boots were in pod, but then I'm just listing off the list of fetch quests effectively that could lead to the 3 that you said.
But we still can't get to them. This is the problem. We can't get across, logically. So even if we do get them...
I was meaning bonk rocks, to clarify. Sorry if I'm just being confused.
No, I'm confused too, because Nitro can't get to the bonk rocks, even with boots. Am I crazy?
I thought... Have I said the wrong word, terminology? I meant bonk rocks being in the light world next to Sanctuary. Like...
Oh, I follow.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I'm thinking
No worries.
King's Tomb. For some reason, I am really dumb. That is... No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm busy staring at... Hey, okay. Hey, look, a rock star. There's some more energy drink for me.
I mean, the thing is, I'm just listing off possible fetch quests here.
No, you're right, though.
You know, it's possible it's a fetch quest, but otherwise, it's probably one of the main 3.
No, you're absolutely right, and it does for at least for Sawyer because he's already got the mitts, and I think that's why I was omitting it in my head because of King's Tomb.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Welcome, Raiders from Speed Gaming 3. This is a game between Sawyer and... Well, sorry, it's our open weekly. We've got 42 runners in this, and 2 of the runners in this are Sawyer and Nitro 6003. This is a very interesting seed. Sawyer was able to find the mitts out of logic, and that was on Zoraledge, whilst Nitro did the in-logic Aga and is now in pod. So, yeah, a lot of divergence. And Sawyer is using those mitts to check Thieves down right now.
Yeah, sorry about the confusion, chat and Duke Oron. That was my brain completely shutting itself off, apparently. That was an impressive...
Don't worry about it. It happens to all of us.
That was an impressive crash of that train of thought.
I mean, I'll say this in passing, but one other time I commentated, I think I just kept going, Spike Cave, Spike Cave, Spike Cave, and then it's like, Guron, they can't do Spike Cave. They don't have the hammer yet. So, you know, it happens to all of us.
Yep. It's not even Seedly. I have no excuse for that. That is just bad. But here we are in pod with Nitro, Thieves Town with Sawyer. Following Nitro just a little bit more closely here, because this is where our logical progression is, and we're looking for that gap, that one thing that's going to connect Nitro to his mitts, which is what Sawyer would have missed and been able to skip. So this could either, you know, depending on what we run into here, this is either good news or bad news for Sawyer. And we're talking about opposite ends of the spectrum. This is either really, really good news or really, really, really bad news. One of the two.
I'm hoping for hammer. I think that hook shot would be nice as well. If it's flippers, that puts Nitro a little bit behind, because effectively it just means that Sawyer has skipped logic.
Yep. If it's flippers, it is way in Sawyer's favor. But that is the only one that's in his favor at this point. The rest is just, it's going to prevent Nitro from having to necessarily go around, it's going to cause Sawyer to have to retrace the steps.
But yeah,
Piece of heart is not our logical progression. Close though.
Just makes me think of writing something for Valentine's Day. I'm your logical progression.
Hey, that's a good one, actually. Feel free to take that one, chat. That is fantastic.
So, Nitro in the dark rooms of Pod, yeah.
So that's 3 items out of here, if I've counted correctly. It was bombs, piece of heart, 50 rupees. We have 2 left.
I think you're right. I've seen the piece of heart and the rupees, and that's the
hookshot.
That is our progression. That gives us, well, East Death Mountain. That gives us, well, not Hookshot Cave yet, because we need those mitts.
You keep saying it, though.
Keep saying it, it will somehow appear. Just trying to think. That also gives us the Western Dark World access.
Sure does. It also, so we do have an item on King Helma, or Helma King.
Yep.
As long as I counted correctly, which is fine. I mean, we still can't kill it anyway, so it's irrelevant. And that's in all likelihood a forced double dip of Pod. I don't think there's any ways around it. I guess unless Sawyer spikes the hammer here, or in like Hype Cave, for example.
So yeah, Sawyer is doing the game, and Nitro is giving us a look at Paradox Cave. 7 items here. It's a paradox of a cave, because the entrance that you think is the bottommost gives you the first floor, while the entrance that you think is the topmost gives you the B1 entrance. So that's why it's a paradox. And nothing in the bottom of Paradox Cave. We will see. Is Sawyer's probably going to be doing Smith Chain here, I'd imagine. And Nitro takes down those mini Moldorms with ease. And 5 items here. And that's nothing in Paradox.
Literally everything guarded by a mini Moldorm or big Moldorm today has been a total bust.
This is looking a lot better for Sawyer, because the hookshot does give access to the West Dark World. If there is nothing in Spiral Cave, then Sawyer will be finding something shortly. And yeah, so Smith was the boots. Thank you, everybody. That's going to be helpful for Sawyer. That gives Bonk Rocks, and that gives King's Tomb out of logic, and that gives speed. So,
and you know what I learned today? Bonk Rocks are in Light World. So we do have a few more extra checks for Sawyer now, but he's still going to finish off this chain. He'll have 45 chests, Stumpy. There's our flippers. So that is the logical bridge that we were missing. So it was hookshot from it. Okay, so it's mitts from Mountain, for lamp in back of escape, for Aga, for pod to get hookshot to get around to West Dark World, all the way around to Cave 45 for our flippers, and then back to the opposite corner of the map to get our Titan's mitts from Zora Ledge. That is gross.
Yeah, I don't like this.
The rig around Hyrule, Family Edition.
Those flippers do put Swamp Palace in logic, which we'll just have to see. Sawyer is going to be turning in the purple chest, just gets 20 rupees. And I'm just trying to think.
That is impressive. That is a really impressive chain. I haven't seen one that bad in a long time. Maybe not necessarily bad, but that kind of like roundabout method of going essentially two big loops around the entire world.
Yeah. So Sawyer is going to be checking Hype Cave. What's in Hype Cave today? Is it hype? Is it not? I'm going to say it's not this time.
We're going with bombs and arrows and maybe 2 pieces of heart.
Yeah, let's go for that. Well,
Or a full one, I guess.
So that's the book. The shovel. So fetch quests galore. Although the book might be good for Bombos close by, which is close by. Well, the shovel is as well, actually.
This also makes the Mire checks look really good. Since we do have to do Olive Desert, which we can now, we can check Mire, see what medallion we need, just in case. Ideally, we don't ever want to touch it, but we could do the rest of the mirror checks there, which is not bad. So Mire play is looking good.
Yep.
He was going to go to pod, though, so Sawyer's going to get rewarded with his hook shot here pretty quick.
Yeah, so they're both doing checks that the other one has done before. Sawyer is probably going to be going into pod to get that hook shot. Of course, with that, that's Hookshot Cave. That is actually Hookshot Cave, to clarify.
We are doubling back over each other. Just a friendly reminder that we should, give our runners a follow. Sawyer and Nitro 6003 both have been putting on an excellent show so far. And definitely toss, Goron 1988, my co-commentator here, a follow. He's been pretty fantastic and keeping me honest. So has Kianto Bree. Definitely follow these guys and all our crew and everybody who's been making this happen, because it's always a ton of fun. There's nothing on Lumberjack. Well, there's 300 rupees on Lumberjack.
Okay.
Which is, it's kind of appropriate, because I would do Aghanim for $300. But I would... But short of that, I'm going to do everything in my power to avoid it. Much like Sawyer.
Oh, gosh. I mean, would you do that? Would you do that IRL just with a bottle in your hand? Just go, I'll face off against Saga. It won't be too bad.
You bet. Nitro should be able to pick up enough cash here along the way on his way back up for Zora. But the thing is, he doesn't actually need Zora. There's nothing on Zora. He's just not incentivized to go up that way again until he has flippers for his Titan's mitts. I think at this point, mentally, Zora's been written off. Because I'm not mistaken, right? Nitro has not been able to check Zora because he's never had the rupees, has he?
As much as I know, he hasn't. So
he went up there. He went for Catfish, but he only mirrored to check the ledge. Was not able to actually do Zora.
The flippers might give a hint, but
well, the flippers are telling him he can go get his mitts.
I mean, it's also a way to give easy access to Zora, which, right. We know that it's saying that it's on the Zora ledge, but yeah, I'm going to say not much is going to not much is going to let Nitro know that something is on Zora ledge. It's gonna be a while. Probably until all other options have dried up, sadly.
There, he does have his flippers now. The other thing too is he's had logical access to Zora for a very long time, and the seed hasn't forced us there yet. So it's you could reason out that there's nothing there, but here we are.
Chat saying Nitro has a good chance to check it after Catfish. I believe Nitro's already done Catfish.
Nitro has done
before
Catfish,
doing Pod.
But I think he's saying that he had a good chance to go and check Zora, but he didn't have the money for it. That's what we're saying. Interesting question presented though. Nitro to Zora Ledge first, or Sawyer to Hera Basement first? Which one is going to happen? Like in all likelihood, I imagine it's Nitro to Zora Ledge, almost guaranteed, because there's literally nothing forcing Sawyer to go get the cane out of Hera Basement, and he doesn't even know what's there. So that is going to be something that happens extremely late in this seed, and likely after he's done everything in his power that's not up on the mountain and not inside TR. It'll be a last location before TR, would be my best guess.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
I mean, ugh. My opinion on it would be that, I mean, I think that Sawyer will probably just root in the Cane of Samaria, you know, with a possible East Death Mountain Turtle Rock. Just trying to think. Yeah, Sawyer hasn't done Hookshot Cave, hasn't done Dark Death Mountain, so might very well do that after completing all other possible crystal dungeons.
It would have to be after he's done all those for sure.
I'm just thinking, I think, although we're seeing now Nitro doing the under the bridge check that Sawyer's already done, I would say that Sawyer would lose less time than Nitro would, but considering where Nitro is now, I'm actually starting to think that maybe the time loss will be, you know, more for Sawyer. But it depends. If Nitro goes for for Zora Ledge, Nitro best do it now, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or else it will take a long time.
What's kind of happened between the two in this middle stage of the game is Sawyer has been forced to do all these extra overworld checks while he's been looking for his progression, because he didn't go and get his hookshot early, and you know he didn't have his lamp right at the start, or in that the same part of the logical thing that Nitro did. So he's already done his overworld checks in the middle game here. Nitro, unless he gets something that prevents him from actually having to do all those checks, is going to do them as well because of where our item placements are. He's just going to get flowed around the map the same way. And he's been very thorough as well. Nitro hasn't really skipped anything or done anything remotely out of logic aside from a couple dark rooms. So I imagine they're going to even out time-wise in the middle game here.
Well, Nitro is... Oh! Nitro is making his way up. I don't know if he even saw what's on Zora Ledge, but he cannot pay King Zora.
He knows it's already there.
I don't know if he's just assuming something's there or has already seen it, because I couldn't see it from that screen.
I thought he scouted it after Catfish with his mirror, but didn't go to Zora. I was under the impression that he already knew it was there. But I could be mistaken.
Well, yeah, Nitro gets his mitts, so we'll just see with Sawyer and the Cane of Samaria. Sawyer is now doing Paradox Cave, which is close by.
So that was just a blind go for ledge.
Yeah, so Sawyer does have Ether. Does have Ether. So it's entirely possible that Sawyer chooses to go into Hera now. Would I say it's probable? No.
Well, he has to climb again in order to get over there, really. Because he doesn't have hammer. So I don't think he's going over there at all.
Yeah.
And there's just too many more efficient checks elsewhere in the game. Like, he still has Meyer area to go to. He still has I guess Swamp. He's got access to that as well. Well, non-hammerlocked Swamp. The part of Swamp that we don't want to go into, but he does have access to it.
So
And Desert. All of Desert.
Soya is going to be doing Spiral Cave, and then we'll be doing then we'll be doing Dark Death Mountain checks.
Hammer is not on Dark Death Mountain because Nitro's already done it. Has he not?
Nitro
he hasn't done Dark.
Nitro wouldn't have because he's only just got the mix.
He only did the light side, that's right. So it could be Dark. Could very much be on Dark Death Mountain for sure.
So yeah, there's 6 checks here. We'll see what turns out here. If nothing turns out here, this might be good for Soya, because this will put him closer to Hera. I would still give it a low chance that Soya goes into Hera and does the basement, but it's still a chance, so, you know, fingers crossed, effectively.
Knowing a little bit about him and the way he routes, I know he's mentally probably coupled Ether Tablet and Hera Basement together as one check, but they will come later prior to coming back up for TR if he has to do them, because of just the time commitment involved. And it's not going to take much longer, but between him mirroring and running over to that side, he could, in that same amount of time, just flute to 1 at any point and just do that smoke line. So it's close enough that I could see it being completely skipped until the end of the game.
So, Bombos is Turtle Rock, so no other medallions are required unless something is in the 2 possible checks of Misery Maya. Nitro getting a shield off of Bonk Rocks. And 4 items here in Hookshot Cave. And Nitro is also giving us King's Tomb that hasn't been checked before. And that's the hammer. That's quite isolated, that check, so that's quite big for Nitro.
That is something else.
Soya is mirroring to Light World, is going to be checking the Ether Tablet now.
Look at that. Please go into Hera here.
And Nitro is checking what pod is.
He's floating away. That's unfortunate.
That's really bad for Soya.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
That makes it 10 times worse.
Moving on, we have Nitro headed towards pod to get this finished up. Get the crystal done and out of the way. And his 1 item left in here.
So Soya is definitely checking these 2 in Maya Shed and Checkerboard Cave. We'll see if Soya is going to be able to go into Misery Maya. In a sense, we've just got to hope that Soya does not have the medallion for it.
Let's hope it's
because
Quake.
If so, it's Quake.
Oh, let's hope it is. I didn't see it, though. Quake from Ire? Or chat did? Perfect. That's good.
Well, that's definitely very good for Soya, then. And nothing in Checkerboard Cave.
Because we're in a situation where we're going to be hunting for our rods, I think that plays back a little bit into Sawyer's favor, unless both rods just kind of show up back to back and like swamp or something crazy. But it's going to cause both runners to do all those extra checks in that very fun game we like to play, the Ice Run Hunt.
I'm just trying to think. So, I mean, for Nitro, Soya is now doing Desert Palace. But for Nitro, there's Desert Palace, Pod, Ice Palace. And then you've got to search for at least the Fire Rod. You could go into Turtle Rock hoping for the Fire Rod and Ice Rod. There are quite a few item checks there. But it wouldn't be fun.
There's no reason for him not to just do his crystals right now. So he's in a good, comfy spot. I think you're absolutely right.
And answering chat, the hammer is in King's Tomb.
One on a desert. Pretty sure that's only one, unless I'm crazy. No, because it would have to be small key. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so Sawyer is mirroring out. The second item would be on Lammo then. And Nitro is facing off against Helmasaur.
Shepherd Sword, Blue Mail. Pretty trivial fight. Getting it out of the way pretty quick here, though. Yeah, a little bit of trouble. No, he's good. Absolutely golden.
Oh gosh. Chat is saying about the possibility of PED, 10 arrows on Helmasaur, and that is Nitro's third crystal in 1 hour. Yeah, PED could have fire or ice rod for that matter.
Absolutely could.
And welcome Speed Gaming, raiding with a party of 153. Welcome Raiders. Yeah. So, the seed was definitely interesting from the start. What Sawyer found out was that basically there were mitts on Zora Ledge. And then, effectively, Nitro found out that there's Cane of Samaria in Hera basement. And now Nitro has also found out, that's Sawyer's third crystal in Desert, that the hammer is was in King's Tomb. So yeah, it might seem like Nitro has a bit of an advantage right now, but we'll see how it plays out effectively.
He definitely has an item advantage, a knowledge advantage, but by virtue of giving up all the time he spent doing Aga, and he did die one time in Aga too, so it's a non-negligible amount of time he spent up there. The runners are a lot closer than it appears, but there are, like you mentioned, some danger spots for Sawyer, which is his Samaria is in a really unhappy spot. He's going to get his hammer here, though, which is good. That'll eliminate one of the problems. And we're both going to be in kind of crystal clearing mode here for probably the next 10-15 minutes or so, which will give us some checks, not many. These aren't the most fruitful dungeons.
Yep. 3 items in Ice Palace. And yeah, Ice Palace are going to be the only checks that, that give us anything, really, because everything else we've seen. And it seems as though both our runners are going into Ice Palace.
Having some minor issues here with his Icebreaker. Looking good this time. Yeah, he got it that time. There we go. Very nice.
Yeah. So
first try.
First item was a piece of heart. And you'll just be able to see right now how much time Icebreaker saves. How much time this Cane of Samaria will save Nitro compared to how Sawyer is playing this. Because it will give Nitro a little bit more time.
I don't think there's any way Sawyer bails after, even if he spikes 3 items really quick. I still think he completes the whole thing, so he's going to lose this time for sure. Whiffing hard on both bombs, unfortunately.
So 2 items have been seen in Ice Palace. We'll just see what the third one is. The bug nets. I mean, if Nitro didn't already defeat Aga...
Or have a sword.
I mean, you've got to defeat Aga with a bug net.
I mean, there's some swag to it, I guess. It's true. It's also really demoralizing, I hear, by doing AGA 1 with the bug net. It makes AGA 2 a lot easier.
Well,
what was I gonna say? I had an important thought, and then we started talking about bug net.
yeah, I'll just give you a second to think.
I do know I'm gonna have a little chat with Sawyer about his pen gator room. Get him to teach me that one.
So Nitro getting a key out of Ice-T. I don't necessarily know what's being missed here because I believe all 3 items have been seen, but
he doesn't need a key. I don't know what he's doing. He's just being careful, by the looks of it. Just being cautious.
And Sawyer is doing the Ice Palace bomb jump. This is a trick that a lot of runners do when they can't do Icebreaker.
Oh no. What did he see? How did he fall? What did I miss? I blinked and he had successfully bomb jumped, and then I look back and he's redoing the room.
He fell down near the firebar.
Oh, okay. Did he forget he could hook? Oh, he got clipped here is what... Oh, okay, I see it now. I hate this room.
And this will be the fight for Nitro's 4th crystal.
Oh, fire rod. So he's doing this... He's going to be doing this all with sword. He's got a decent amount of health, but he still has to be careful. This isn't free.
They're staying quite clumped together. Nitro got the first few hits off quite well.
There, he's got them in the corner.
Yeah,
Should
he's
be able to pop
clumping
two of
them
them.
together again.
Very nice.
And that is Cold Stare down.
Cold Stare doesn't always play nice, but when he does, it's it's fun. It's way more fun that way.
And that is Nitro's 4th crystal. Now, I'm just noticing by the tracker and also by memory, I believe that is the 2nd red crystal.
It was Ice and Pod, yeah. You are correct.
So 2 items on Pyramid Fairy. Well, there are 2 items on Pyramid Fairy, either one of which could be the Fire Rod or the Ice Rod, so those are 2
checks.
checks.
2 checks we can do. Optimistically, there are required items. And he actually gets to do this the fast way because he did AGA. So there is a mild benefit.
Yeah, chat saying both rods could be there. I mean, yeah, it's just got to be both rods at this point, right?
If both rods are there, I am buying a lottery ticket tonight.
Well, Nitro is picking up the bomb, the big bomb, for going to Pyramid Fairy. I was just thinking, though...
He does. He knows he's got the shortcut. That's good. A lot of people do forget that this is a thing.
So, basically, you can mirror out, go across the bridge, and then use the Aga portal to go close to the pyramid. And Nitro is able to get away from there. Yeah. Yep, gets away from the guards. 2 items here. I'll let you do the honors, Nugs.
Not Fire Rod, not Ice Rod. Checking his bottle. Also not Fire Rod or Ice Rod, but that is our silvers, and we are very happy with silvers.
Yep, so that's a vanilla vanilla silvers.
I'll take it. I will take it. I think Nitro got out of ice at like the I want to say it was about 106 and change. And Sawyer should be about 3 or so minutes behind in his clear, but he entered a little slower. So I think there's going to be like a 4.5 minute gap between the two runners in these checks. But Sawyer does have the desert advantage, which Nitro is going to go claw back right here. So I do feel like they're very, very close, minus the Samaria sitting in Nitro's inventory currently. So yet to be seen who's really on top here, but it is looking to be, as we progress through these dungeons here, is looking to be a little bit more in Nitro's favor.
I mean, Sawyer's done Thieves Town whilst Nitro has not, so I'd say it could all come down if Nitro checks Thieves or not. And
He doesn't need to yet, is the thing. That's why it's so up in the air, right?
Yeah, that is why it is. But also, I'm just trying to recall Thieves Town. Have all 4 items been found? Because there is the big chest that hasn't been looked at yet.
I believe I was watching Nitro kill Agadim and completely missed almost all of Thieves Town, so I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, big chest definitely was not opened, but whether or not there's that one item still sitting in there is what's a little up in the air. I can't remember. I'd have to go check in the VOD.
Yeah, so that's Sawyer's 4th crystal at 1 hour and 10 minutes. So Sawyer's going to be doing pod, as Nitro is going to be doing desert. Again, just double checking everything. We'll probably be seeing some new checks from Nitro soon, just because it will take slightly longer to do pod than the rest of desert, as much as I can see. But yeah, should just be some quick clearing of those crystal dungeons.
What do we see after? So after Sawyer does Pyramid Fairy, that's when he's going to be finding his next play. Nitro, as soon as he's done Desert, he's going to be in Find That Next Thing to Do mode, which you might be onto something with that Thieves Town. That might be the more attractive option. But Skullwoods should be the play. He should go and clear all of it.
I mean, Skullwoods isn't fully clearable until we've got the Fire Rod. Just trying to double think that.
Swamp has 6 items. Thieves Town has 4. Skullwoods 2. It's not Thieves Town or Swamp. I don't know which one you go for. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. Because I guess if you do Thieves Town here, you're hoping to hit the Fire Rod so you can go straight up to Skullwoods. Otherwise, Swamp is more lucrative.
Also, I don't believe either of our runners have checked Bombos yet. Have they?
I don't think either has. Neither have been in that section of the map from the Dark World, because neither has gone down towards Swamp yet, which I imagine that's... When they go to Swamp, they'll do Bombos tablet.
I mean, I believe Sawyer has been close with the purple chest. But, yeah. I think
he got booked
Bombos
after that, though, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Smith Chain's done. To note what something mentioned in chat there.
And that is Nitro's 5th crystal. 1 hour, 13 minutes.
So after all of that retracing, in crystal acquisition, we've got Sawyer going to be picking up his 5th about 30 seconds after Nitro, which isn't too bad. These kind of closed that crystal gap. We are going to see the swamp play.
Yes, we are. And that is Sawyer's 5th crystal at 1 hour and 14 minutes. Now, what does Sawyer do?
A suggestion. It looks like a suggestion towards Sawyer's line and chat there. Hammer pegs and TT into Bombos and Swamp Palace into Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, I would agree. I think that's the most logical, most intuitive line he can take right now, capitalizing on checks that he's missed, kind of doing his cleanup. But yeah, he does have Bomb Crocs first, which again, Light World. Just reminding myself. An hour later. Nice shield.
Yep, so this is the first chest, has to be a key. And that one key is the reason why in other modes it can be so hard to get into Swamp Palace.
One key to rule them all.
One key to bind them?
Oh no. I approve.
So
nothing doing so far in Swamp. We got a long way to go here.
So Sawyer is doing hammer pegs as pointed out by chat.
And we have nothing.
It's red. It's just not the right object.
It's red. It's not the right red. Do you know there's 11 red items?
I did not, actually.
Fire Rod, Samaria, Boomerang, Mushroom, Lamp, Cape, Book, Boots, Tempered Sword.
I see.
Get it? Because the book is red.
Oh, that's why.
Everybody's thinking I'm colorblind now.
Oh, gosh. I think I need a moment.
We're gonna get our bombos checked here. Let's see what we get. Oh, I'm betting it's nothing. It always is.
Wow. That's red as well. That's
a heart.
What intrigues me more is how many red items are there in the game, including heart pieces, hearts, and red rupees.
Yeah, Tempered Sword, Red Mail. The Moon Pearl is technically partially red. Part of the hookshot is red. It's crazy. It's almost like they had very limited access to colors. There's our Fire Rod, speaking of red items.
So that's the Fire Rod in the back of Swamp Palace. That does give possibilities for Skull Woods, but now we're on an Ice Rod hunt. And the Ice Rod could be anywhere except for behind Trinex.
I have seen some nasty Ice Rod locations lately. I had one in a race where it was that left side check. I don't know what you would call it in TR. I can't remember the name of it. But the left side first chest in TR was my Ice Rod the other day. And that is just so wrong on so many levels.
I know it's beneath a map or a compass room.
I think it's compass. Ice could be on Ped. Yeah, it could be.
Yes, it could be. So,
it could be left side swamp, because he has not gone there yet, unless I'm absolutely crazy and missed it.
No, Sawyer hasn't done left... Sorry. Well, Sawyer definitely hasn't done left side swamp, because he's just entered swamp. Nitro hasn't done left side swamp either.
Man, it has been a while since we've seen both runners in the same dungeon at the same time.
I mean... That's what Divergence does to you.
Thanks for an exciting race. Big fan.
And just a compass on Argus.
So does he go back in for left side? I think by virtue of the last item he needs only being Ice Rod, I can see him bailing here and just taking off, going elsewhere. He's wasting only a mirror transition, and yes, that's what he's doing.
One thing I will say is that Ped shouldn't even be on the table until one of our runners gets Quake.
Absolutely correct. That said, I can defensively, I'm okay with checking Ped after you've done Skullwoods and not spiking Ice Rod and Skullwoods. I could see that happening. It kind of makes sense. It still sucks, but it makes sense to do.
Yes, definitely. It's a short. The easiest Ped check is a Ped check from Skullwoods, by far. Now, Sawyer. Does Sawyer do left side? It looks as though he does. So we'll get to see right away whether there's the Ice Rod in left side swamp.
He has to, because he still doesn't have a Samaria. It makes the most sense. He's still looking for 3 items. Leaving 2 behind here would be... Well, I mean, it's a lot like not doing Hera Basement, I guess. So, he's already not done that.
I just thought, not only is Samaria needed for completing this game, it's also required for Ped. So even if it was a Ped seed, it would be bad for Sawyer.
That does eliminate 1 check for him, though, which is going to push him towards the Samaria faster.
So, did Sawyer check Skullwoods? Chat is asking, yes, Sawyer has checked Skullwoods, but hasn't done the back because Sawyer hasn't got the Fire Rod yet. The Fire Rod being in Swamp Palace.
He couldn't do... To answer chat, he couldn't do Basement at the time, he didn't have the lamp, but logically the lamp was available, and he knew where it was, and he got it shortly afterwards. So it would have potentially made sense for him to check Hera Basement, knowing there is definitely an item there in one of his other trips up the mountain, but because of the crappiness of the check, chose not to, which, again, totally defensible, I'm on board with. And I can't see many people spending that extra time to make the check. Unless you're already in there, which benefited Nitro. His routing worked in his favor.
While Nitro's making his way to Mothula. That half magic coming quite in handy. Sawyer's got 2 checks here. A piece of heart, and then, well, not sure whether this is an item we'll see. It's just a map, so Nitro is not punished for skipping left side swamp.
He knows he's left 1 item behind. If he's been counting, he knows he's left 1 item behind. He just doesn't know if it's his Ice Rod or not.
But yeah, Nitro is fighting up against Mothula, while Sawyer is in the back of Swamp Palace. Nitro gets a fairy in a bottle, and that is Nitro's 6th crystal. And it is an Ice Rod hunt.
What do we have for Nitro's cleanup? Thieves Town. We are hopefully still limited from entering Mire, so that's off the table. I don't know if he's done the Mire checks themselves. He must have. I just can't remember if I've actually seen him inside Checkerboard and Mire Shed.
Nitro's going up, has the book in hand. What is on Ped? Just a little bit of love. This is not a Ped seed. So, the Ice Rod must be someplace else.
So it'd be Thieves Big, if that is an item, which I think we've agreed it is at this point. Or it is actually in TR. Could be mushroom check. I don't know. Did we check shovel?
I don't know.
I think because we got shovel well after we had gone past Stumpy.
It would have. They would have had to have checked it.
Has not been checked. Thank you, Kanto, our tracker, keeping us on the ball here.
So yeah, well, Nitro getting vanilla powder. Again, thank you, chat. And is now going to be checking magic back. Sawyer is about to be getting those silver arrows.
Please be Ice Rod on bat. I know just the person to send a clip to.
Oh, I do as well, actually.
Yeah, and we're talking the same person. Just a heart, unfortunately.
Just a piece of heart.
Too bad.
Yeah, not this time.
Never lucky. Alright, where are we headed from here? We are fluting, so it looks like... Mountain?
I mean, it's
he's got Dark Death Mountain to do still.
Yes,
Doesn't he?
Nitro
Yeah.
does. From what we know, it's either Thieves Town, Big Chest, or Turtle Rock. I cannot think of anything else.
Yeah, I think we've retraced steps enough to cover everything now. We've covered tablets.
Oh,
all the book
Spike
checks are
Cave.
done. All the mirror checks are done. Spike Cave is on the table. So it's Spike Cave, TR, or Sea Stumpig?
Sawyer did not have the hammer when he was clearing Thieves Town. Just answer chat. And this is it. Sawyer is going to be completing Skull Woods, whilst Nitro is about to open up Turtle Rock. And there are 5 possible items in Turtle Rock. We'll see if one of them is the Ice Rod. I think the worst thing here would be Quake. It has to be.
Absolutely. He does have the ability to save his portal here, which isn't the worst. Oh, no, he can't. Never mind, he's killed Aga. Take it all back. Quake in here would be dirty. But the way the seed's been playing out, Quake is in TR.
Quake could also be pointless and be in Ganon's tower, to clarify.
Also true.
Yep. So we'll just have to see. This pretty much, apart from Spike Cave, has to be either the Ice Rod or something leading to the Ice Rod. And that is Mothula down for Sawyer. That is his 6th crystal. If this is not Ice Rod and Ice Rod is in Spike Cave, Sawyer might be able to get back a ton of time.
Well, I don't know about a ton of time, because the efficiency that Nitro's... Well, yeah, okay, it will be a ton of time, but I don't think it'll be enough. Nitro's been significantly more efficient just by virtue of getting the things in the right order. Which is too bad. Sorry, the skip that Sawyer was able to do was fantastic. He's going back in for his item.
I don't believe Sawyer has done... Yeah.
The front?
Well, the front, yeah. I was just also trying to think, where are the items in Skullwoods?
Yeah, I don't
This
remember.
might very well be an item anyways.
I do not remember.
And Nitro is evading those bow wows quite massively there. Is going to be using powder to turn an anti-fairy into a fairy, gaining some life.
Yeah, one of those things is there's no reason not to take that safety if you can, you know, if you feel like you can spare the time. Things in TR hit hard. It's not necessarily free, especially if you just manage to bounce around a, what are they called? They're not popos. Are they popos? No, they're not. What are they called
I
again?
wouldn't know their names, sadly. I should probably look that up myself as well.
I think they're called popos. Unless I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, those when you bounce those around, it's like 3 hearts even on blue mail or something. They smack you super hard.
And Sawyer is going to be checking the big chest from the back. Normally it's a bomb jump across, but yeah. That
10
being
arrows.
10 arrows, yes.
Oh, the pokies. Yeah, there we go. The pokies. Thank you. I know it started with a po. But yeah, the pokies, if you mismanage them, you can kill yourself very quickly. So I understand the caution. That's that long train of thought. That's what we're going with.
And you know, if you kill the pokies, then you get pos, right? That's why they're called pokies.
I thought you get keys.
You get a po and you get a key with every pokey. Sounds like an offer, right?
Are we gonna get the semi-famous ice? He's skipping Mimic?
Yeah, well...
No, he's going back out for it. Okay, he's checking big chest
back.
first. I get it. Okay.
And this is a check from Sawyer on the dig spot. And that's just a blue boomerang. And it looks as though Sawyer will be going up the mountain. So we'll see if Sawyer gets the Cane of Samaria.
That's his check. It's got to be.
Yeah, because Sawyer is locked out of Turtle Rock without that cane, so it should be here.
The answer was not Mimic Cave.
So will this be a Spike Cave check first? Yes, it is. Sawyer hammering that hammer peg.
The out for Sawyer is this being Ice Rod right here.
Exactly.
This has to be Ice Rod to work in his favor.
Uses the Cane of Burner. Lifts the rock, and it is just 20 rupees. That is Sawyer's outgone. He saves and quits. Probably gonna go up and get that Cane of Samaria.
This might be Big Chest TR, or he would have saved the mountain, or that was just a misclick. He's doing his fetch quests. Ooh.
So another out for Sawyer is the Thieves' Town big big chest. So Sawyer might be going to that after Magic Bat. In the meantime, Nitro is in Laser Bridge. 4 chests here. First chest has the small key that's needed. Second chest has Quake.
Oh no!
Oh,
oh no!
Oh.
Oh,
which puts Misery Mire into logic.
sure does. There's the
And
ice
the
rod! No, we're good.
third
Okay,
chest
we're
gets the
saved.
Ice Rod.
We are saved.
Okay, Nitro, you don't need to go into Quake. You've got everything, don't worry.
Oh, wow. Laser Bridge. It's a roller coaster of emotions today. The highs and the lows within a second were just massive.
And at 1 hour 34 minutes, Nitro is in go mode. Right before Nitro goes off to face off against Trinex, we will have the GT Big Key guessing game. Get your guesses in chat. Now between 1 and 22. What are you going to guess today, Nugs?
I think I'm pretty hard committed on 13. It's usually my guess, and it's rewarded me once ever. What about you?
I will go for 8 this time.
13 or 8?
And
we're getting the elusive 22 in chat.
Yeah, we've somehow got a 23 in chat, but we'll I don't think that's possible. We'll see. If you're doing 13, do you want to? This is what I do personally. Would you like to do odd numbered chests, and I'll do even numbered chests then?
That means I have to count. Oh no, we just go back and forth. I don't have to count. I'm down.
Okay, good. Good.
I'm down. This only works for me though if it's a hope then left. That's usually where 13 kind of works out. If they just hard left or they random rush, I think I'm it's no bueno for me.
And that is Trinex down for Nitro.
We're gonna see this big chest in Thieves Town just for sanity's sake.
I mean, the only thing that's useful, and chat was saying about it possibly in GT, would be the Butter Sword. That's the only thing that could help our runners. Sawyer hasn't gone and collected the small key from the Maiden's chest, so that's why he can't make it to the big key chest. And guesses will be done soon.
It is the small. He's gotten 4. Was this all 4 items? Did we just miscount? Did he miscount as well?
Wait, was the big chest key
it must
lock?
be.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah, it's got the small key then. And we've all been duped.
So Nitro is now going into Ganon's tower, and
you know what? Sawyer has mistracked his Hera basement, or he would have gone right back into the game. There's no way you sit there kind of staring at your menu going, where do I go? I can pretty much guarantee that's been the case. That is really unfortunate. First,
2 is the map. Nitro went into Hope Room first, so 3 is up next, Torch Room.
That's not exciting. Just a small key on that one.
One of these 22 will be exciting, though. I can guarantee you that.
I really hope so. He having a little trouble with the belts and the hammer here.
In all fairness, it'll be more exciting if it's not exciting at all, because then we'll be like, why isn't the GT Big Key here? But that shouldn't be possible at all. So 4 is 20 rupees.
Another small key.
6 is a small key.
Oh, thank God. We get it. We get our red shield and check 7. I was getting worried we weren't going to get another shield.
And the next check is number 8. And number 8 is a small key.
Womp womp.
We've still got your 13 coming up, though. What if it's 21, though? That will be our powers combined.
Ooh, math. Pulling out all the stops today. I think that's the most likely now. That's what we're going for.
So, Nitro in Fire Bar Room, and it will be number 9 soon.
Ah, 50 rupees and 9.
And Nitro is making his way towards Rando Room for checks 10 through 13.
Had long discussions about whether or not it's worthwhile to go counterclockwise or clockwise in this room. I stand by my clockwise.
And 10 is 20 rupees.
Another 20 rupees.
12 is 50 rupees.
13 just bombs.
Oh.
Well,
Womp
I blew it. Nitro going with the counterclockwise. I don't get it.
Sawyer is going in to defeat Argus. Possibly Sawyer went out of Swamp Palace whilst getting that fire rod, maybe.
He got all his items out of here and then bailed. But he hasn't checked pet, I don't think. So maybe he's thinking that, but this is odd.
This is Bob's chest, number 14. Just 10 arrows. And we get to see Amos on ice today.
Making quick work of that with silvers. Nice comfy little fight.
15 next.
15. 20 rupees out of 15.
20 out of 16.
And big key out of 17. Alright. Who won? Do you see Triceratops with a 17?
Yep, congratulations, Triceratops. You have won the GT Big Key guessing game. Have your free rando seeds for life.
All of which will have really crazy early progression chains that make you want to reroll seeds.
I don't think that's a good thing to be giving people who win the GT Big Key guessing game.
You're gonna have to take that up with Sahabot. That's not on me.
I mean, it could be worse. It could have been a pet seed. So is going to be fluting up to 1 most likely, but we'll see what exactly happens.
He does. At this point, I am 100% confident he's mistracked Hera. He thinks he's gotten his 2 items out of there and doesn't know there's something in the basement. Which is unfortunate. It's really not a good state to be in. It never feels good. But it's an easy mistake to make. Things happen.
So Sawyer checked Desert Ledge. That was 300. Well, yeah. And Nitro is actually going to go into the safety room in Ganon's Tower to pick up a few fairies, most likely.
Making short work of some of these a little bit more difficult rooms by just fire rotting and using ether. Big fan. Don't take more time if you don't have to. Saves a lot of hearts too.
Yep.
I don't think Sawyer will give up. I think he's racking his brain trying to see what he missed. But yeah, he's 100% mismarked it at this point. That's the only explanation.
Just need to somehow give Sawyer some...
Everybody collectively just start thinking Hera basement, Hera basement, Hera basement, Hera basement.
Exactly.
We'll see if it works.
Keep thinking Hera basement. Yeah. Is it going through the Hera basement vibes? That's the question. This doesn't seem like Hera basement to me. Nitro is facing off against Lamotu.
This is probably... He's probably going to go double check that he's done like things like Bombos, K45 maybe. Stumpy... No, he's going up. Where's he going? Does he think he's missed something out of Pod or maybe Pyramid Ledge? Does he think he skipped Saha? I don't know. We'll see though. Hopefully he can collect what he's been, or work out what he's actually missed here and finish up.
He's probably thought that he's missing an item in Pod.
Yes, late bit. The seed was very disgusting. The early logic chain that we had was definitely something else. Nitro making good, clean work at the climb here.
Yep, just
getting his torch rooms out of the way.
Yep, definitely. Well, Nitro will be having to face off against Moldorm 2 soon. Is able to get the fairies from the bunny beams and the anti-fairies. And that is Moldorm 2 down. And the last chest in the game. And it skipped.
That was a gold sword. I know it was. It had to be.
Definitely.
Just
definitely
because.
Had to be the gold sword.
Makes the most sense. There we go. Sawyer's figured it out.
Yay!
Oh, maybe not.
Okay,
maybe not.
This is one way up to Hera.
It is the slow way.
And Nitro is facing off against Agatu now. Sawyer saves and quits.
Realizing that he shouldn't have been running to that side, I think, yeah, I do think he's figured it out. He just ran instinctively to the wrong side of the mountain. I hope he's figured it out. Come on, buddy. A single for Nitro. There we go, finishing it off. All we've got left is the big pig.
Yep. And Sawyer is going into the Tower of Hera.
I could hear that sigh of relief from here when he saw that locked door. I don't know, Wall. I don't know if it was relief or frustration, but yeah, that is unfortunate on his behalf. Nitro, though, on the pig.
Yep. Seems as though Nitro has defeated the first phase of Ganon and is now on to the second phase. Using the cape to grant some invincibility here. Ganon should be on the third phase soon. Nitro just using a blue potion for safety. And there it is, Sawyer grabbing that cane of Samaria. So Sawyer will be going into Turtle Rock most likely now to collect the Ice Rod and to, well, complete the game. Whilst Nitro is on to Phase 3 of Ganon.
And then playing nice with teleports too, which is always nice to see her. I take it back. Way too soon.
So Nitro getting that torch flitched off. And it just needs 4 shots. Gets 2 off.
Playing super safe, which I can get behind for sure. Oh, and taking the ball. I spoke way too soon on that one. He's playing very cautious, but got late to his hit. And instead, let the bat come out on him and knock him down.
And that is again in fall for Nitro. Nitro bonking the tree in order to get that fairy.
A good little piece of game knowledge. Giving a bunch of it back right away, though.
Yeah. So, Nitro jumping down to face off against Ganon round 2.
He was using Silver's Prior.
So, Nitro facing off against the first phase of Ganon. Should be second phase now. Yes. Nitro using the cape again. And that's a death for Nitro. Oh, Fairy, you're fine.
Unfortunately, he's got the Fairy. I was going to ask what's in his other bottles. Obviously, Fairy in one of them. I'm not sure if the other one's a potion or not, though. He's kind of got himself in a little bit of an awkward spot here. Letting the fire rings come out does make the rest of the fight just harder. Again, making some favorable teleports, though, so hasn't been a problem.
Yeah, you did say that, though, of course. They aren't favorable now.
They gave him a chance to reset like his positioning and his swings without more fire rings coming out, so they did help, but then it just got excessive. Like, 2 is fine, Ganon. You don't need to teleport 7 times. Come on.
So, a funny thing about this is that the first fight with Ganon is always the same between the runners, but the second fight is going to be different than the first fight at the very least, which means that you don't... Basically, Nitro might be given infinite teleports, which hasn't happened, but, you know.
Only the first is seeded. Just playing super safe again, which I can respect. But it does lend itself to fire bats coming out like that one there. There we go.
And just one more hit is all Nitro needs to finish this and, yeah, complete the seed.
You got this. Come on. You definitely got this. Wait for the teleport, get the swing, get the shot. That'll do her.
And that is Ganon down for Nitro. Get your GGs ready in the chat. And I will get the times out in a second.
GG's to Nitro.
Okay.
So I see here he finished with a 1:53.20 according to racetime.gg.
Yep. And there were 42 people racing into this. So first place was Latebit, 139.01. Then Telethar, 140.29. Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna was 141.09. Lana Bean 145.01, Skelly 146.36, Power to Mario 147.08, Vortex of Doom 147.16, Files 148.24, RD Walsh V 149.31, Mundungu 151.43, and then Nitro 153.20.
First
Nitro
on
was
stream,
11th.
that's 11th, yeah. That's so a handful of people definitely did that or made the same play that Sawyer did, but then you can see that gap time wise.
Definitely, and we'll see if we get Nitro in for an interview.
A low collection rate, I feel like, for the way this seed played out anyway. It felt higher than that.
Felt like they nearly checked everything.
Yes, he did skip Meyer and Steve's Town, so there's like 20 checks gone.
Yeah. But yeah, Sawyer is about to defeat Turtle Rock. So that should be good. Then just get the big key and climb up the tower. So yeah, Sawyer is gonna get that Quake and then that Ice Rod that we both know is on Laser Bridge.
Playing
So what was in the
he's gonna
third
see
chest?
Quake. We never saw it, so let's see now.
That was the map.
If we were counting items, we would have known that. We should have known that.
Do I need to commentate and count items at the same time? The next thing you'll be asking me to do is race the seed whilst also commentating on it.
I don't wish that upon anybody.
But yeah, Sawyer is going to be facing off against Trinex. And that's 2 necks down, 1 neck to go.
They said we should have known that. Let me clarify. We could have known that. I certainly wasn't counting either. But there we go. Trinex down. Sawyer is now on his way to GT.
I kind of... my gut instinct is to go, Trinex is down, let's have the GT guessing game. Guesses in between 1 and 22. And then I was like, wait. I think we already know what the...
Sir, what's your guess?
I'm gonna go for 17.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Well, watch us both be wrong because he's not going to do Hope first.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be wrong. I'm actually going to I'm actually gonna count these. But yes, silvers were pyramid chest.
He's not going Hope first. We're both wrong.
Ooh.
I had faith in you, Sawyer. Had.
And we are joined by Nitro 6003. GG's.
Thank you, GG.
GG's, Nitro. Nice job, dude.
Yeah, just don't fall again and you're all good, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, just this whole seed. You could do Aga out of logic, but it was most likely an Aga seed. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Do you have any words, Nitro?
I mean, yeah, you definitely could have done it because if you were able to get the flippers and the Titans mitts without the flippers, and then get the hammer, you didn't need to do Aga. But I'm going to assume most people did Aga because, like, who's going to do that one-off check after?
Your opponent, for
Oh,
one.
you didn't do Aga?
Yeah, so Sawyer didn't do Aga. There's a handful of people that didn't do Aga. The logic chain itself forced you in that whole dark world loop. Let's try English, eh? That dark world loop to go around and eventually get to your flippers, to go back for your mitts, then make everything so much easier. But yeah, your opponent and a handful of other runners definitely had mitts first and did it kind of the other way around. But in some cases, it caused problems.
Yeah, I try not to break logic unless something really is crazy. And also doing cross keys earlier does not help doing 2 seeds like of this different in one day. But I'm pretty happy with my play. Just dying in Aga Tower twice was not the greatest ever, especially since I did it earlier today and died in the same places. But otherwise, I mean, it was just basically ABCD, follow your dungeons, and then swamp for good measures.
Yeah.
Sticking to logic like you did for the most part, actually, the biggest thing it rewarded you with was Samaria.
I mean, I once I got the glove, I was just like, I'm gonna see what's in Sank first because, I mean, I knew the flute unlocked the mountain, but I didn't want to go into Hera without a fire source if I could help it because there's just too many times where that has burned me in my racing career. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna check this first. I got the lamp, and then I was like, okay, now I can go clear Hera no matter what's there. And then I got Kana Samara, and I was like, okay, this is good. And then I'm like, if someone doesn't have the lamp, that's just gonna be a one-off that is almost like left side swamp. You just never check it.
If you still didn't go and get your mitts, so if you didn't break the chain and ended up getting your glove, then your lamp, you would have slowly been funneled back up the mountain and more or less forced into that check, or given more opportunities to do the check. But by breaking logic and getting the mitts, the way that some runners have done, or like what happened to Sawyer, because he did exactly as you said, had the lamp afterwards. He also got his mitts before being enticed back up the mountain, which opened up the entire seed, which made the Hera basement check even worse. So I think sticking to logic would have rewarded most people with, or at least incentivized them to go do that check. But yeah, as soon as that break is done and you now have all that dark world access, it's gone forever, as some of our more famous runners would say.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I guess the way to break the logic is if you do a splash delete to get the Titans mitts, to then go get your hammer, to then go to Smith's to get your boots, to then go get your hammer, and then you don't need to do Aga. But that's just I don't know. At that point, I mean, the seed was kind of like, do Aga. Here's 2 swords. Here's a lamp. Go do Aga. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna just go do Aga. And I was just like, we're just gonna do it. And if there's a way to break it, great. If not, then it's okay too.
Yeah, the seed was screaming Aga from the rooftops fairly early.
Yeah, I think we said about it being a possible Aga seed about a minute in, and it was like, oh wait, is it going to actually be Aga? Just trying to think. I mean, yeah, the logic was very linear in that sense, happening before Aga, but even after it was linear for you because you had to get that hook shot in Palace of Darkness. I mean, yeah, how did you think about seeing the hook shot there, actually?
Well, knowing that you could break the logic to not do Aga, there has to be something in Palace of Darkness to get you to the other side, like no matter what. So I knew there was going to be something to get me there, whether it was mitts, or hookshot or hammer. Something was going to get me somewhere. So I knew I had to go into pod no matter what. And then, like I said, I felt really bad about the 2 deaths in Castle Tower. I went to Catfish first, hoping for something to be there, because I know that that's another one of those weird checks that nobody likes to do. And before I went to pod, just in case the hook shot was there, because I know that that's also a possibility. But then when I didn't see that, I'm like, okay, we're gonna just do pod and just get. And I figured that, like I said, there's gonna be something in pod that has to get me to the rest of the world, and then found the boots and everything else. So it laid out nice. I didn't have to double dip swamp, which was nice. I didn't have to double dip any dungeons other than pod. So, and I guess technically, if you did break the logic, you don't have to, and you got your hammer early, you don't have to actually double dip pod. So that's also another thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's essentially the way that it worked out on behalf of other runners. I think the routing decisions that you made and the efficiency decisions you made put you in a position where you weren't going to skip anything important, which was also really beneficial. It was conservative enough while still being aggressive enough, which I appreciated watching. It was a good route to take.
Well, my buddy Smart JD says he wants to get into my brain and figure out how I route my seeds, because he doesn't understand how I have the lowest collection rate of anybody, including the people who finish at the top. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. Every seed is different. So I don't know. And like I said, I played Kroskis this morning against Schulzer and went out of logic and got my fire rod, and it just led me into all the wrong choices. And in this seed, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to stay closer to the logic so I don't break my brain too much. And so that's why I did that. After this morning, I was like, I'm not breaking logic too much in this seed, just in case.
Well, if he bugs you again about your routing decisions and stuff, just remind him that, your time is reflective of some of your deaths and all that kind of stuff. In fact, you would have been one of the top couple finished without them. The route was the play. The route was it was almost God routed in a sense, but yeah. The decisions made sense. They worked.
Had I not died in twice and felt again, and I definitely would have been top 10. I don't know if I would have beaten any of the other runners, but definitely, would have been top 10 for sure.
Oh yeah. The fastest time was like 1:39.01. I think you would have been top 4 potentially without those. So the route that just proves that the route logic was on point, and the collection rate is reflective of that of the good decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to be able to learn some. Like, I don't know how to do splash delete, so I don't even bother with things like that. So like, I won't, and that's why when I got my flipper, I'm like, I'm going straight to see what's behind them now, and and see. And then I found the mitts. I'm like, oh, this is good. And then I'm like, this unlocks my mitt checks, and then I went right to all mitt checks, and then I did get my boots and everything else. And I was just praying where the ice rod was, and then when I saw Quake, I was like, no, don't do this to me.
That was something else for sure.
I was actually gonna ask you about that. Yeah, getting Quake before Ice Rod, just a few seconds. We knew they were the last checks, so that was your reaction on it, I guess.
And no matter what I do, I always find a way to do an ice rod hunt. So apparently, even on Restream, I find a way to have an ice rod hunt. But I think everybody had the same thing. So like I said, I was like, oh, I just don't want to see and I'm like, I don't want to see Quake. Don't want to see Quake. Saw Quake. I was like, well, this is not good. This opens up green pendant. I'm like, and then I found ice rod. I'm like, okay, good. I don't have to do it.
Yeah, this was as I see it anyway, forced ice rod hunt, forced Samaria hunt in a way.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't the nicest, but it had some red herrings. It had some of those.
Yeah, for sure.
Sawyer is finishing up on Ganon, so get your GGs ready, and we'll see if we get Sawyer in for interview as well.
There we go. Pig is dead. That will be according to racetime.gg, 2:09:18 for Sawyer. Get those GGs in chat.
GG's.
Yeah, get your GGs ready.
I feel for that missed track. It's got to be a frustrating run, but I'm glad he finished.
So just going back down, Awala Koala 154.24, TWW2 155.03, CP Colin 156.36, Supula 157.00, AQH 158.41, Smirk JD 159.21, Frenzy 159.45, Lucy and Grief 2 hours and 36 seconds, Arya Stark 2942. 2 hours and 56 seconds. Diabetes, 2 hours, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Deep Fried 87, 2 hours, 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Oboe, 2:03:39. Shindig Pig, 2:05:34. And then we're with Sawyer, who's 2:09:18. And yeah, we should have Sawyer in quite shortly.
Again, that was a 41 racer open weekly, roughly the same as the last one I commentated. It was amazing to see that kind of turnout. A big fan of doing these. Big fan.
I mean,
I see Sawyer in chat. Yes, Sawyer here commentating, watching you do the whole thing. And
GGs.
speaking of, welcome, sir. GG's.
GG, Sawyer.
If you're talking, Sawyer, your mic is no bueno.
Yeah, we can't hear Sawyer at the moment. So.
Hello? Can you hear
Hello,
me now?
hello.
Hi,
GGs.
sorry. I've had fun technical difficulties, fun tracking difficulties. Yay! But
I think we
GG's.
all know what happened there, so we don't really need to address it. I do have one question for you, though. How did you feel about that logic chain after you were able to do your Ancilla and grab those mitts and then blow the seed wide open?
I felt pretty good. I needed to find a way to get back into Logic, and then once I found flippers, I knew immediately that it was Pod. So I am a mentee at the Mentor tournament, and that's something I've learned from them. So once I found Hookshot, I was like feeling a little bit better. But having boots, having all that stuff was great. It was a fun seed to play up until it wasn't, but it was really good. If I was on stream, and I don't usually do face cam, but since I was on restream today, I did a nice little fist pump once I got the Ancilla delete. It was great. So no, that was a fun seed actually.
It was definitely fun from a spectator or commentator perspective because there was so much going on between you guys, with one sticking relatively close to Logic, the other one breaking it wide open, gave us basically different things happening at all times, which made for some exciting play.
Yeah, once I saw Mitts, I knew Aga was last. My last thing to do, and I saw Mitts. I'm going, I need to get this done, and being able to not do Aga 1 was really nice. And then once I found it, it was good. So.
Now I do have to ask, how did you work out what you had missed? How did you work out that you missed Hera Basement? Was it just kind of racking your brain through it, or?
Well, I'm a pretty thorough person when it comes to the game, so I literally went through each box on my emo tracker, and it's like, went through Dark World first, and then I went through the Light World because that was just so many checks in the Light World, and then I got to the mountain. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not cool. Unfortunately, I was already checking like other things too, so I was hoping that I had just missed it somewhere, but no, I turned off Hera, even though I still had one check in there. I knew there was an item. For some reason, I clicked on it and was like, I don't know, it just happened.
I think we've all done it.
Yeah.
At least I know I have. I could speak from personal recent experience that I have done said thing.
Yeah.
I have done that as well. I was playing cross keys and I deleted GT, and that's what the answer to the seed was. It was terrible.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a learning experience. I've had Thieves Town Big Chest have like 4 things in the last 7 seeds, and I've blown through those. So I was hoping it was there instead, but hey, it happens. I still felt I played well, other than a couple things, but I can't wait to see the VOD, and I'm really sorry about the internet issues. I don't know what's going on with that.
I didn't see many issues on our end with regards to that restream, so it seemed all good to me.
No, you were golden. It was, I think, just like right at the beginning during setup, your scream died and everybody was like, "Oh God, what's going on?"
Yeah, I actually realized I wasn't on the right message. So it was like one thing after another, and this is basically on the cake, but it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. That was that was a heck of a race. Definitely a good show for both of you. And I will throw this out there right now while we're thinking about it, while I'm thinking about it. Make sure you give these runners a follow. We had Sawyer and Nitro 6003 on stream for us today, on Restream. They put on a heck of a show, so give them a follow. Give my co-coms a follow. And Mr. Goron 1988, who's always fantastic to comms with. This was our first time, and I was a big fan. And then Kianto doing our tracking, which we absolutely needed. Appreciate the work on that end too.
Yeah, just on my end, just thank you to both our runners for allowing yourselves to be restreamed. It was fun watching both of you. And yeah, it was a fun commentary with you, Nugs, and just thank you for co-commentating with me, and thank you, Kianto, for the tracking. Yeah, the only other thing I'd like to say is about the speed gaming schedule, but I'll pass it back to you for now, Nugs.
For Izzy, I don't know much about the schedule or anything like that. See, this is where I am green as green can be. All I got is my thank yous, my appreciation for everybody today. My thoughts are concluded for the most part.
Okay, well, yeah, just thank you, everybody. And I'll finish it off saying what else is happening. Speed Gaming 2 is Metroid Prime CGC, is what it says on the schedule right now. Pokemon Crystal is Speed Gaming. That's coming up in like 15 minutes. In about an hour, there's this it's Super Mario Brothers 3. Ah, I see.
Super Metroid Brothers, my favorite game.
Don't you know of Super Metroid Brothers? And that's on Speed Gaming 5. And on Speed Gaming 3, I can't tell you what it is. It says NSMB, so that's a tournament of some kind.
New Super Mario Brothers.
It's New Super Mario Brothers. And then soon, and that's, it's 9/10, is what it says. That's actually, because somebody was asking about it, that's the Super Metroid Rando multi-category on Speed Gaming 2. And then 20 minutes after that, which is, effectively like 30 minutes from now, that's the Zelda 1 Randomizer Weekly. So, tons of stuff going on in Speed Gaming. Stay tuned and definitely give a follow to both our runners. And thank you ever so much, and see you soon.